There's only 2 reasons to play competitive leagues on Magic Online: if you enjoy being a degenerate gambler, or if you care about QPs. This hand's probably fine, right? This gets Breeding Pool. We've got some Path to Exiles and a Condemn to deal with early creatures. What's going on, go to? To be fair, the Venn diagram of people who are Magic players and people who are degenerate gamblers, there's a lot of overlap in that Venn diagram. Because the matches where you want Damping Sphere, you're okay with your Flooded Grove being turned off. To answer your question, MTGO Traders does not have a public rental service. They buy and sell cards. Basically, everybody rents Magic cards on Magic Online. The turnaround on what you get back from cards when you resell them is so high. This, okay, this is actually much better for us. I was gonna say, is this Valakut deck? Valakut would be hard for us. Extras, the mental gymnastics people want to go through to like validate the extra money they're spending, because like it's not cheap to play a competitive league, and like a lot of people that like most people think they're better at Magic than they actually are. So like there's a lot of people in the competitive leagues that they're the fish, right? Like not everybody can win more than they're losing. That's just like not how it works. And I think a lot of people, they have to sell themselves on that they're getting a better experience out of playing this competitive league to justify the cost that it has to them. Because our deck is very bad against Valakut decks. We don't have any pressure and we don't have a lot of meaningful disruption. I was going to mana leak this, but it's got Eternalize, so I'm actually going to go ahead and path it here. Yep. People, like I said, people go through lots of mental gymnastics to validate the decisions that they make themselves. What would it cost to get you to play in a competitive league? What would the cost of the league? The third reason to play a comp league would be get your deck. Sure, if you care about getting your deck list published, that's fair too. Enters the battlefield. I'm actually gonna mana leak this, I think, because I want to just use my mana this turn. I want to just like slam my Jace on an empty board next turn. That's pretty good. Pretty sure we're just plussing the Jace here, right? I'm just gonna try and scry into a land. Like, I don't want this to die to a bolt or anything like that, or if it does die, I want it to gain me 5 health. Just like, want to do my best to find an untapped land. I'm actually gonna bottom that. That might be a little bit greedy, but I think I want to give myself the best chance to cast Teferi next turn. All right, you have a bolt to finish, Jace here. They do. Yeah. Untap land, please. Untap land, please. Am I trading this 1 for 1? I think I am. I think I want to just use my mana efficiently and preserve my health total as much as possible. I think passing with my mana up or possibly just using a Path to Exile is bad. Like, I want to, like, draw a 5th land for this Teferi and then, like, play Teferi plus Teferi, use the Path to protect him. My internet is so great. My 3 gig Storm video is already done uploading to YouTube. God bless fiber. Pretty good. 2-mana Lord. Alright, so since I haven't played a land yet this turn, I'm actually going to go ahead and brainstorm here, because if we hit untapped White Source, I can Path to Exile this turn. I don't even have the fastest fiber package I can have either. When I was buying my fiber internet, looking at the packages, it was the first time I'd ever looked at internet packages in my life and not gone, yeah, I need the fastest one. What do we pay? I think it's like 75 bucks a month. 75 sounds right. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in the $60 to $100 range. I don't actually know. My accountant takes care of all that. So I'd actually rather path this one, right? Because it keeps Jace alive. Jason alive, Jason alive, Jason alive. Yeah, I stream, so like when I had Comcast here, I had to pay extra money to have unlimited connection too. It's just such fucking highway robbery. You're gonna pay me, you're gonna charge me extra because I'm actually using the service that I bought from you. Such horse shit. Comcast is a bunch of fucking assholes. Ooh, 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 we found a piece of candy, chat. We found a piece of candy. I feel when you look at intercept speeds and go, wow, yep, right? Yeah, mine, what do I pay for? I pay for 500 down, 100 up. And I don't even have a network cord running to my computer. Like, I stream off of my 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So my computer gets, my wireless gets me 100 up, 100 down, which is plenty. I believe in miracles. Beep-doo. Beep-beep-doo. Beep-a-doo. Do-do-do-do-do-do. We kind of want a Courser of Kruphix sometime soon, right? Because we would like a way to buffer our health total a little bit here against the aggressive deck. And I'm 10 out of 10 gonna 1-for-1 this Terminus here. Let's just like keep the board clear so my Planeswalkers can do their thing. So I know there's a forest on top of my deck, so I'm going to crack my fetch before I draw a card here. They heard that Jace ruined Modern, so they had to get him back, you see. And look, I get to play the Sakura-Tribe Elder, and I still get to hold up Mana Leak. Because Teferi's gonna untap our land. Not that Mana Leak really does much on this board. We've pathed them 3 times, so Mana Leak's pretty dead. I'm probably gonna hold Steve-O at this point as a block sack for when they draw another haste creature. I don't really need a 6th land immediately. 7th land. All right, 7 lands for Scape Shift. Wow, do they draw double burn here? We're actually kind of in a medium spot if they... Nope, they're just... That seems like a really medium use of that Lightning Helix. Let's do the time warp again. Do, 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 do. The time warps in this deck are great. They just make the planeswalkers so awesome. Oh, this is great. So I get to go top here. And so are we done here yet, opponent? Why are we still playing Magic the Gathering? We get to play the field off the top. We get to draw Lad Chad with Teferi. How do you feel about Narset as a budget Jace replacement? I'd probably play more Teferi or more Cryptic Command. I think Narset's pretty rancid. You could also play like Rad Chad. You could play 4-mana Gideon. I'd also consider cutting the Terminuses for Wrath of Gods in the main deck if I didn't have access to Jace. Terminus is pretty worse when you can never brainstorm it back on top. This is a Purge matchup. It's probably a Wrath of God matchup. It's probably a Bailoff matchup too, honestly. Cryptic Command's likely a little bit slow. Mana Leak is probably clunky. Do I want Dispels for potential burn that they have? I don't think so. I think I'm happy with all these cards that are in my deck right now. Yeah, I think I like this. What do you think? What do we think? Oh, I didn't tweet that we were playing Bant Super Friends yet. There's a Bant Super Friends screenshot in here somewhere, right? What decks would reasonably consider boarding or even putting some copies of the card Spellster? I don't know what you mean. I think keeping Jace is fine here. Oh, I should update the title on Twitch too, because we already played Storm. Sorry, all over the place. There's so many things to do. I updated Stream Decker, right? Yeah, I did Stream Decker. I did that one at least. We got one of the three things. I think boarding an Elspeth against like the 1/2/3 drop aggro deck seems really bad. I also think Chad is really good against this style of matchup. I think it's great. It's got ramp, it's got Supreme Verdict. We just need to draw some lands here. How come we haven't scripted all the things? I really should learn. I know Twitter has an API. I think Twitch has an API too, because the Streamlabs OBS can update Twitch information. I should create a dashboard for all of my stuff. That's definitely something I should do at some point. I probably want Steve-O here, right? Probably want to play Steve next turn. He's Rampant Growth that gains me 3. Copperline Gorge. Wild Nakatl. Lol. I don't think Stream Decker has an API, though. That's good to know. I assume, is there a way to integrate it with Python? Because I'm lazy and everything I write is in Python. That's okay, Taryn. Python loves you. It's okay. It's okay if you have negative feelings. Python forgives you. I always tell myself I'm gonna take the time to like learn a more efficient programming language at some point, and I always get like 2 to 3 lessons into whatever programming tutorial I'm working on and been just like, God, fuck this. This is so much easier in Python. I think I'm going to get a basic plains here because Nissa gets me a forest anyways for this Bailoff down the line, and I really want to give myself the best chance to cast this Verdict next turn. We're at 6 though, so like we're definitely in danger of getting burned out at this point. This is a great land to draw. Woof. Woof! Woof! Alrighty, we are very dead. I accept. Those are things that just happened. You got. Yeah, but like, depending on how much you're scaling and what you're scaling into, like, computers by and large are mostly fast enough at this point that like Python's good enough for most things. Like most applications written in like the languages that are more efficient aren't even optimized that much, just because the amount of power that the average computer has today is so much more. It is worth noting we are kind of short on white mana currently, but thankfully this Steve and the next Steve are hopefully going to fix that up for us. Yeah, and Python can call C directly in order to, so like if you do have something that are specifically CPU intensive tasks, you can drop that into C or C++. Python is like Resto, we're just waiting for Justin to say he hates it. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to just pull the trigger on this right away here, just because I want to fix my colors basically. Just like crack this as an Evolving Wilds effectively. I'll do this, and then I'll go ahead and I'll play this Sakura-Tribe Elder out here. So we'll get to block something here, and then we'll get to verdict them next turn. Which curved into a B. That's great. All right, we're taking a pretty big hit here. We're going to take 8. I assume they're going to exert. Go get another blue source here. I'm not getting another green just yet because this Nissa is going to get another green source for us down the line. Actually, I guess if I hit an untapped land here, I'm just going to Terminus, right? Because Verdict's more mana efficient later. I don't know, the opponent's deck seems sweet. Having access to white cards in Modern really fixes a lot of the problems that like these mid-range aggro decks tend to have, which is that they're just a little bit too slow. The fact that I didn't get the Forest with the Sakura-Tribe Elder could bite us since we drew this Obstinate Baloth. That being said, if they don't have anything too aggressive here, which it looks like they don't, I get to go Nissa into basic Forest, Chad, plus on your Wild Nacatl here. So we're putting ourselves in a pretty good position since they didn't have a strong follow-up this turn. They gonna Helix my Nissa? Helixing Nissa is so good for us. Like if they're spending their reach killing my Choo-Choo, like that seems like a winning proposition for me. None shall pass. They heard me. It definitely felt like they heard me, right? Yeah, I think that was a we're hanging out, and God bless this low latency streaming. If we don't die this turn, which is pretty unlikely, this Baloth's going to stabilize the board really hard, especially with Celestial Purge back as another way to be a removal spell. And like helixing upstairs there, I'm pretty sure is the correct line. Like, it definitely feels like the play to win line as opposed to play to not lose. I can Terminus this turn as well, depending on like what they do. Oh yeah, if we draw a land, we flip the Nissa and then we could Terminus. The fuck is that? That is certainly something. Wait, are these all attacking Chad? Chad down. Chad gained us 9. God bless. All right, so we should attack first here, right? And we'll flip Nissa over. And then, like, we're going to go Baloth, go to 13, Nissa, make a 4/4. I told up Celestial Purge here for the dash guy too. It feels like we're in a pretty good spot here, right? Like I've got a Howling Mine going, we're ahead on board. I've got this Celestial Colonnade as well. Like I can attack with the Colonnade and still hold Purge up, which is great. Baloth is just a very good card. It feels like it's in a good position right now in the format overall. Just like being able to stay, like in addition to like being an anti-Burning Inquiry card, like it just stabilizes the board really nicely a lot of times. Am I wrathing the board here? Is it nuts to sweep? I guess they're probably going to extend more, right? Because they need to extend more to kill me. Gonna nug them for 4 here. I have no idea, Nivik. I don't know anything about identifying fakes. That's fair, Zach. And then it would have put me in a better spot to sweep the board after if they went wide like this. Yeah, I think you're right. I should have drawn with Nissa the first turn. Not only do I love drawing cards, but like then it makes my wraths much better. Purging here means they get to keep their dash troop in their hand, which is kind of scary. I'm gonna attack with this, I think. And I need to sweep. Yeah, I think Zach's assessment that I used my Nissa wrong was very right. I'm in a pretty bad spot here. Not a terrible spot, but not an exciting spot either. Because like they have the dash creature in their hand that's gonna let them kill my Nissa. Because even if I cast Wrath of God for 4, I still can't activate this. I feel like I'm pretty obligated to do this. Like, I'm going to lose my Nissa now, so it's going to be, like, my 2 sweepers and Celestial Colonnade versus whatever they have in hand, which might be okay for us. This is pretty scary, too. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of damage. Maybe I should have just cashed this in for a 4/4 last turn, but, like, at the same time, I have so many sweepers that, like, I know I'm going to be sweeping again. We're looking to draw another Planeswalker here, so we can have something else to generate card advantage with. I'm going to hold on to that land, because if we draw another Nissa, I need to... Actually, I'm not going to hold on to that land, because that land means I can Wrath of God plus crack them with the Celestial Colonnade. Yeah, I think we're in an okay spot. We're not in an amazing spot, but we're in an okay spot. That's an Earthshaker, Kenra. They didn't attack. Interesting. I just Teferi tucked that, right? Maybe they wanted to play around Condemn. They could have clicked through it, but they also might have wanted to play around Condemn. Condemn. No, it's probably a misclick. What do I want to do here? Is it Teferi Plus? I guess Teferi Plus lets me activate Celestial Colonnade to block on their turn. Oh. I kind of like Teferi Plus. Like, I feel like the tools I have right now aren't quite enough to win me the game. Like, I don't really want to Wrath this, because then they get to bring it back with a land. I don't want to tuck it either, because they have the dash creature. Yeah, tapping all my green mana was real bad. You are correct. That was super loose. I have Baloths and Coursers in my deck. Definitely wasn't paying attention. It's another Earthshaker, sure. That's great. So at this point, with the Teferi untap, I can attack with this and still oh, I could even activate on their turn anyways. Hey, Dagda47 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great content on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting mine this month. Thanks for helping me do what I do here every day. Most days, almost every day. So Path should mean, Path plus Colonnade block should mean when they're all clear here. No, I don't think this deck is as good or better than Jeskai. I think it's probably as good or better than Blue-White. I think Blue-White's not a very good deck. Leo Garf, thank you very much for the 2-month Twitch Prime resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I actually think splashing the green in this deck fixes some of the problems Blue-White has, which is that a lot of the time your cards are just too clunky. Like, the fact that this deck gets to play Sakura-Tribe Elder and, sorry, it gets to play Sakura-Tribe Elder and, I'm totally blanking on the name. Sakura-Tribe Elder and Explore to, like, play your 4-drops at a curve is, like, very valuable, I think. Nissa and Courser also help you smooth out your draws, hit your land drops, which is valuable. All right, we're 1-0. We 3-2, 4-1, 5-0 with this deck pretty consistently. While we wait for the next match to pop, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for joining us here today. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30-plus hours a week, stream some Hearthstone, stream some Hex as well. We play a bunch of Modern. We play some Legacy and some Vintage in addition to that as well. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to stream full-time like I do. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, or if you're one of the many people out there who has Amazon Prime, that gets you Twitch Prime included with that for free. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription to a channel of your choice every single month. You can also support my stuff by supporting some of my wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. LESM, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great content, and I appreciate you supporting mine this month with that. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, myself and the wonderful mods would like to welcome everyone to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your mod about your complimentary timeout. 5 whole months of turning our dreams into memes. Thank you, Drin, for the 5-month resubscription. All right, look at that. Look at that, just in time. Look at the perfect shilling length. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of how to fill ad time without taking away from the magic time. Do you get monies when people use your codes? It depends on the advertiser, Calhones. So some of the advertisers give me a flat rate just to have the banner on the stream, and some of the advertisers give me a kickback based on how much the code gets used. But even the people that just give me a flat rate, people using the code tells them that the advertising is working, so it's worth having a banner. I did not see a question from you, Nivik. That being said, I'm pretty picky about the people I advertise for. Like, I definitely have turned down people who have asked me to advertise on the channel in the past just because, like, the product they're asking me to advertise or the service that they're advertising is one that, like, I don't care for, or it's structured in a way that I don't think is particularly good for the consumer. So if I'm advertising something, I've either used it personally or I've researched it a good deal and gotten feedback from other people. The cool stuff code does not stack with their customer reward codes, no. So, this is probably a blue-white control mirror. I think I'm going to put this into play tapped. I guess I want to counter an Azcanta next turn if they have it, actually. I guess I want to counter an Azcanta next turn. It's almost noon here, so I'm going to mute myself for a minute or so and eat a snack here really quick. Thanks, everyone, for the support. So, there's nothing wrong with your dial. I'm just muting myself so you don't have to listen to me chew. Distinction coming back with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate that. This is actually a good example here of why I really like Nissa Vastwood Seer in this deck. Not only is she a source of card advantage in the mid to late game, but here she's just a borderland ranger that helps us hit our land drops. And hitting our land drops is very important in a deck that's as mana hungry as this. Someone asked about Jeskai tokens in stream. I just play the decks mostly in the order their points given. Sometimes I'll skip over some things and push them back. Like, there's another black-green mid-range deck in the queue. I might play that next week just because, like, we already played one iteration of that deck this week. Someone donated to put their deck in the queue multiple times. There are 2 copies of Tireless Tracker in our deck. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to a list. Pretty sure I just want to hold up Mana Leak at this point, right? Like, I could fetch and play Explore, but I think I'd rather hold up Mana Leak here. I got some Onslaught fetches. I've never owned a card from that set before, but I just got them in the mail and they feel off. And when they didn't pass the light test, but both sets were from different people and feel the same. I genuinely don't know, Nivik. I did answer your question, actually. I did see that question. I don't know. I am by no means an expert in spotting fake cards. I think I want to draw this Flooded Grove, right? Like, pretty happy to hit a land drop this turn. And, like, I have the Explorer, so, like, having more lands is good for me in that aspect as well. Let's go ahead and cast this Explorer, and then hit a Flooded Grove off the top of our deck. I think I'm going to crack this fetch land to give myself a chance to hit another land off the top of my deck here, or I could just play this Flooded Grove. Now, I really don't want to draw the Sakura-Tribe Elder at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and crack this fetch and try and find a land to play off the top. We did not find a land, but that's fine because I have this in my hand. If they don't have a removal spell here, this Nissa is going to flip on over for us. Oh, God, that's good. God, that's good. That's just so tasty. That's just so tasty. Alec with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Welcome. Someone asked if I'd ever play this deck at an open. I don't really play paper tournaments anymore. It's very, very, very few and far between the paper tournaments I've played. The last open I attended was the Owl Open. Got a bunch of sweet stuff to bring in out of the sideboard here. Get to trim these sweepers and these pieces of spot removal. Timely's pretty mediocre. D-Sphere's probably okay. Leave a path in, I suppose. Some paths, in case they have like Vendilion clicks or Gideons of their own, are completely unreasonable. Maybe I want one more path. Yeah, I'm gonna trim a Gideon here, I think. So one of the ways you can lose to Jeskai control is if you fetch shock too much, they can burn you out, especially with Snapcaster mages. This is also just post-board in this matchup, our opponent is likely to be doing what we're doing, which is trimming a bunch of their removal because their spot removal is not good in a control mirror match by and large. So by bringing in these obstinate bailouts, we're going to force our opponent into needing suboptimal cards in their deck, or they're just going to die to getting beat down by a 4/4. A Jeskai deck playing Pyromancer is pretty unlikely. I'm also not going to board like my opponent has Nahiri in the dark. That's not a card that's particularly popular or common. In fact, being useful in a matchup like this is another reason why I really like Obstinate Bailoff in the current format. Just a very flexible card that comes in a lot of places in a deck like this. So one thing that's a touch awkward with this hand is that we really kind of want to find a fetch land, because I would like to be able to play this on turn 3, but I really don't want to fetch a forest with Steve because there's only 2 forests in our deck, which means if I fetch a forest with Steve, I'm going to not have forests left to get with my Nissas later. I don't think we should play more than 2 forests, but sometimes it does bite us like this. No, I've been playing card for card the same deck list for the last couple of leagues. I'm really pretty content with the choices I've made in it. I'm just going to play Steve-O here and start fetching some lands up. The Delta is probably just a budget choice. Like, Magic cards are expensive. It's like the guy that top-8'd the Modern Grand Prix with Elves. He wasn't playing Cavern of Souls because he couldn't afford them. No, I don't think that's strictly true, Paradise Al. I definitely think that, like, you can make improvements to decks even if you're winning consistently with them. I just, like, I'm not, like, looking at this deck list and going, yep, these are problems I need to solve. Let's make some changes. I think I want to play basic Plain Seer to hold up Negate in case they have a Jace that they want to slam. And I think at this point, I've given myself enough chances to draw another green swords that I am just going to cash this Elder in for a forest to slam this Bal off. So the amount of cost, okay, let me rephrase, Johnny. I think you're misassessing how much advertising you get from attending an open. I think I do way more to build my stream and my online Twitch presence simply by spending an entire weekend streaming rather than spending an entire weekend traveling. They are actually a young Pyromancer deck. Okay, that's interesting. So we're definitely gonna pivot to bring some sweepers back in if we have a game 3 here. Like, you know, once upon a time, I definitely got a big part of my jumpstart into being known as a Magic player from playing the opens, but like, a lot of people know me from that now at this point. I think you should consider Search for Azcanta in this list. Yeah, Search for Azcanta is fine. So here's the thing about Search for Azcanta. Mr. Titan. The matches where Search for Azcanta is good in this deck are already by and large good matchups for you. Like, we have so much clunky card advantage generating top end that, like, jamming more of it into my deck doesn't fix problems that my deck has. So again, like when you make changes to deck lists, you want to be like working to fix problems that the deck list has. And I don't feel like jamming more clunky cards into this deck fixes problems that it has. So this doesn't have a forest to get out of my deck, but I thankfully have a 7th land I can play. What are the problems with this deck? I think it's probably a little bit weak to like spell-based combo decks, which is like a reason to play more removal in the board, or more like damping spheres and stuff like that in the board. Yeah, sure, it helps with wrong half problem a little bit for sure, but like a lot of the decks in the format that are running you down, they don't give you a chance to fix your wrong half problem. Like I'd rather have more lands and play my spells sooner rather than anything. I think I'm fighting over this. I have 2 cards left at this point. And like, if they expend resources fighting over this, they're not going to have resources to fight over this Jace the Mind Sculptor, potentially. And like, ultimately, we got Pathed here, which I still have another basic in my deck, so that's nice to go get. I love that this deck gets to play a lot of basic lands. As far as like non-red decks go, this deck has a better Blood Moon matchup than a lot of 3-color mid-range decks in Modern. What's going on, Rad? Good morning. That did fill their discard pile up for the search for Azcanta, though, which kind of sucks. The Azcanta might bury us at this point. The fact that I don't have any sweepers in my deck at the moment is a big deal. Not only does this deck have a lot of basic lands, but Sakura-Tribe Elder gives us a way to find those basic lands pretty proactively, which is nice. Vendiclick, that's a tilt. Maybe we can race them in the air with the Celestial Colonnade. It's, by the time it's a ramp spell in a deck like this, the ramp is no longer relevant most of the time. Like, the explorers and Magic's great. What like the explorers and stuff like that do is they ramp you in the early game to get to your Supreme Verdicts and your Jaces sooner. This is just gonna die this turn, but it like gains some health and gets a brainstorm in, so I think that's fine. Snap Bolt Chase in response, sure. Gosh, we'd be so far ahead. I guess we wouldn't be that far ahead if we had a sweeper, because the Azcanta's still kind of gonna bury us. We actually have 7 basics, thanks. Yeah, the fixing that Sakura-Tribe Elder provides is very powerful. So looking for a Field of Rune here, actually, so we can take their Azcanta off the table. So Nissa is card advantage for later, which is nice. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And then I'm going to Serum Visions into the Nissa. And then we can bottom looking for a land. So I'm going to go bottom. I guess this lets me play an extra land in the turn, so it's probably fine. Again, I think that's just win more. I think, again, like, this people... Like, people that are drawn to playing a style of deck like this, just like, you like drawing Magic cards, right? And like, it's very easy to put too many cards that do what we're already good at doing in a deck like this. It's very, very easy to do that. To overload on the types of effects that you already have, making you more susceptible to the decks that are very aggressive in Modern that try and get underneath you. And like, don't get me wrong, if you cram your deck full of dirtily things, some tournaments you're gonna play a bunch of Jund players and a bunch of Jeskai players, and you're gonna bury those players in card advantage. But I think by and large, you're gonna bury most of those players in card advantage without going overboard. So they have a Logic Knot, so they can counter this. You're gonna have to exile a few cards out of the discard pile, but this is gonna die. I guess I get to shock in this breeding pool and then like start cracking them in the air, which is nice. Here's the thing though. Time Warp isn't clunky if you're not ahead on board. If you're not ahead on board, Time Warp just replaces itself. It untaps your land and lets you have a do-over. That's what Time Warp does. The cost of Time Warp is very low because it replaces itself, especially in a deck like this that's very good at getting to 5 mana consistently. So I think you're undervaluing the floor on Time Warp, essentially. The floor on Time Warp. Magic players really have this tendency to evaluate cards in their best case situations as opposed to looking at their average and worst case situations, which is where they're going to be a lot of the time. So the best case situation for Time Warp is still pretty good, whereas the best case situation for Teferi is insane too. The best case situation for Teferi is a little bit better than Time Warp a lot of the time, but the floor on Teferi is much, much lower than the floor on Time Warp. Does this deck have too many 2-ofs? No, I don't think so. I think in these interactive decks in Modern, there's your answers have to line up pretty specifically. So having a variety of cards allows you to have your answers line up better in different situations. A lot of our cards are similar, but better in different spots than others. So they've decided they're just going to kill me and they're going to ignore this. I assume this Colonnade's going to get pathed here. Huh. Do I want this Colonnade? I definitely want the D-Sphere to clear the tokens, right? That's not close. The Colonnade technically blocks this click, right? I think I want both here. Because with Teferi in play, I actually get to use the Colonnade the turn I play it too, right? I put the Colonnade into play tap, and then Teferi's plus is going to untap it. I get to hold up a Cryptic Command here. They played the Electrolyze. They played the Electrolyze, so that's why I got rid of it. It could just be trying to burn us out here too, which is not unreasonable. We have another Obstinate Baloth in our deck to gain us a little bit of health. We also have 2 copies of Courser of Kruphix that could potentially do that. Pretty easy counter draw here. They could hit a counter spell here. See what they get here. Could counter bounce the spear. That's a good line. That's a super good line, in fact. Yeah, counter bounce the spear should have been the line. That wasn't even something I considered. And now they're actually going to stick this Gideon this turn too. Kind of in a bad spot now. Our next 2 draws need to be pretty good. I think this link in your mobile browser will let you do it on mobile, but don't quote me on that. I think. Yep. Well, that was a great draw. I need to plus this so I can untap some lands here, right? Because I want to untap this Colonnade. And then I'll untap a land plus a Colonnade here. So we'll have that to block. We're still not in an amazing spot here, to be fair. They still have Azcanta going. We're treading water, but we're not out of the woods just yet. They have Azcanta and they have plenty of mana to use it. It's a D-Sphere. Okay, yep. Teferi ult could win the game, you're not wrong. Not surprised to see that. I think Search for Azcanta is a good design. Yeah, I think Azcanta is a well-balanced card. I assume we're going to see no attack here, right? Because their attacks in aren't particularly good. I just get to, like, eat both your things. Hi, mommy. Found some candy. Negate. Oh man. God, their draw steps were so good. All right, let's just get into the next one here. Definitely not boarded accordingly for a Young Pyromancer build. Let's get these verdicts in my deck. I think I'm gonna cut these mana leaks. They're pretty medium against a deck that's playing to the board like the opponent's deck. Slapped the candy right out of my hand. Ain't that the truth? Do I want these paths? I'm not actually sure that I do. Why do you hate fun, opponent? Why must you hate fun? Is Tracker not good enough? Is it like the opponent left a bunch of burn in their deck because they're so aggressive? Explosive seems narrow. I think I'd rather just have more sweepers. Timely seems great. Gideon seems fine. Path tags there. Maybe I want one more sweeper. Path tags their Gideon, but they probably don't have a ton of those. I think Engineer Explosives is too clunky. I'm gonna board like this. See how this feels. What's going on, Daff? Howdy, howdy. Yeah, I do not think we're gonna get to all 5 decks I wanted to get to today. These leagues are long. Oh, Magic the Gathering. I deserve that one after talking about how good the mana base was, right? That's one I deserve. That one's on me. That's good. Good, clean deck building. Someone mentioned they don't like Nissa because she turns on their removal spells. Nissa is great. If I could cast a spell that said pay 3 mana, get a basic out of my deck, my opponent discards a lightning bolt, I'm okay with that. That's a card I'm okay playing. The floor on Nissa is fine in this matchup. I think I'm gonna run this Courser into potential Logic Knot here. I just want to like I'm gonna run into a Logic Knot at some point. I might as well get to use my mana this turn. I don't have any instants I can hold up. That's pretty good. Even a Path Exile here is good for us because like it gets me another land, which is really all I want Courser to do. If they have like Wear Tear, I'll be sad, but like Path I'm fine with here. Nothing we are super fine with. In the matchups that you want to board in Damping Sphere, it is so good against what they're doing, it is worth having it be awkward. It's worth having it be awkward with our 2 Flooded Groves. The Flooded Groves are very good in this deck. We have kind of a demanding mana base. I need the filtering is important. And like I've been saying here, we're going to get got by a counterspell at some point anyway, so I think I might as well just like jam this Mind Sculptor down their throat. I think I'm going to go ahead and scry away this Sakura-Tribe Elder, just not really interested in that. This means if they end step a click or untap go Red Source Bolt, I'm not gonna lose it. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack here in case they have a Snapcaster Mage, but if they had Snapcaster Mage, they probably would have snapped Serum Visions, right? I wonder if they misclicked on their fetch. It's a Vendiclick, sure. Roke the Pirate, thank you very much for the 3-month Twitch Prime resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. You figured it out. God bless. Glad you got that sorted. Is this the Gideon? Sure. It's going to be a tough nut to crack here. This Jace Brainstorm's going to have to be pretty good. Thankfully, you know, Jace tends to have good brainstorms. Now the Tribe Elder, that's not very good. Timely's decent. Makes me a bunch of 3/3s, right? I'm gonna put back Island, Misty Rainforest, then we'll play the Misty off the top and use it to fetch. I'm gonna put back Flooded Grove Misty, actually, just in case they're doing something weird like playing a Blood Moon. Explorer's not a terrible draw. I guess I'm just doing Timely into Sakura-Tribe Elder. Jace is gonna die, but I think that's fine. I think I want to just like take my tokens here. And like this kind of board state makes like not having, oh, I didn't attack there because I'm an idiot. 10 out of 10 should have attacked Gideon there. 10 out of 10 should have attacked Gideon there. It was talking to the chat. Yep. Like, board states like this make the having less paths in my deck kind of medium. Like, really wish I had a path to Exile to draw to at the moment. Like, I don't really want to sweep the board since I play to the board a little bit too. Detention Sphere would be a good draw. Teferi would be a pretty good draw. I guess Teferi's just kind of medium, because like he dies to the Vendilion Click. Well, I guess I could just plus him, start generating card advantage that way. Dispel's not a bad one, so let's start with this Explorer. And then I think I'm actually going to crack this, because I have another land I could play off the top of my deck potentially. This is game 3. We lost game 2. Oh, there's a Teferi on top, so I can play this Jace the Mind Sculptor out with Dispel up, which seems appealing. They likely only have one counterspell this turn. They could have like Negate plus Dispel, but we'll see. And then I can go ahead and plus my Jace here, assuming we don't get Dispelled back. They know about this Dispel, so like, yeah. Yeah, that does not surprise me. We're at 22. We're ahead on mana right now, which is going to be important at some point. At some point, we should be able to mass a critical mass of cards here. You're going to field my field. Oh, yep. Shuffling is not optional here. So fielding my field means I lose this Teferi off the top of my deck. And I'm sure, knowing our luck, it's going to be replaced by a land. All right. Negate's not the worst. Gives them their red source finally. Colonnade of their own is pretty good, especially after they fielded my field. Courser kind of hip checks the knights, which is nice. So got that going for us at least. I don't think Balloth's even worth drawing here, right? Probably gonna fetch that away. Or like looking for Teferi or D-Sphere pretty hard here. Yeah, I really feel like the biggest problem with this match was that I just wasn't sideboarded correctly. I really feel like I kind of struggled with identifying like what cards I really wanted to bring in against their kind of aggressive Jeskai deck. I think ultimately I should have ended up with more Path to Exiles in my deck and less sweepers. I think I overcompensated for how good the young Pyromancer was in the first game, and it's kind of costing me here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and crack this fetch land. Need to find something more impactful than this. Okay, well that lets me Wrath and then have a Courser in play still. Yeah, like if this had been a Path to Exile, like I would have been able to keep a Jace on the table, and then like if we had Jace Courser going, like we win by a lot. I didn't give my opponent a chance to make a mistake. They weren't gonna let Gideon take damage. It's fine. I'm just saving myself 3 clicks while I'm thinking. I mean, that helps hold off Gideon here. This path will hip check the Colonnade. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, I think our opponent's draws have lined up really well here, but I definitely think I was not sideboarded correctly for either of these post-board games, and I think it directly cost us both of them. Opponents also played the games pretty well for sure too. I think I definitely didn't give myself a chance to have appropriate counterplay. They're a pretty good series of hits. They have a Cryptic or a Logic not of their own here. Cryptic's pretty brutal. Yep. Kinda wanted the health jump that would have provided. Yep. Okay. Okay. I do have 2 more sweepers in my deck, so like if we can find an answer to this, we can check the board and then maybe get back into it. LQ, thank you for the 3-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome back. They had Gideon game 2. Secure the waste. Yep. Oh, I could have killed Gideon with the Colonnade. Yep, that's definitely something I should have done. I didn't attack Gideon with the Colonnade because I didn't think about it. The answer to the reason why didn't I make the good play was that I didn't see it. This is actually pretty good for us, right? They must have a counter for my Cryptic Command, right? Yeah, good games, opponent. Opponent played that match really well. I think I think my play in the actual games was okay, but like I definitely missed sideboarded, and the fact that I was sideboarded poorly put us in pretty bad positions to actually be able to win the post-boarded games. I misidentified. I don't think that's true. I actually really don't think that's true at all, Sharamon. I don't think they had a lot of grindy elements. I think they just like had a really good aggressive setup, and that was ended up what pressuring us out of the game. Like if they were just set up to grind, I think we would have put them into the ground both post-board games. And the fact that they weren't set up to grind and they were set up to take aggressive stances, I think is what actually put us behind in both of those games. Thanks for the 3 months, LQ. I don't know if I said that, but I definitely saw the notification. I was kind of caught up in that last match. Jace is good in the mirror. I don't know, there's a lot of, it's hard to pinpoint where you fuck up Jeskai mirrors a lot of the time. They're a lot like that last match that we just played, where like there's just so many decisions you make throughout the course of it that it can often be hard to pinpoint like which one ultimately ended up costing you a game or a match. His name's decent. It needs some more lands, but like Serum Visions will hopefully find us the third land, and then Nissa finds us the fourth. My response to what modern deck should I play is always the same. You should look up a bunch of ones that look interesting to you. You should proxy all of them, and then you should play the one that you enjoy the most. I think I'm in the market to keep both of these, right? I guess Teferi's pretty slow here. I'm gonna keep the Serum Visions to can dig us to a sweeper. I probably... Oh, no, no, no! Oh my god, I just... Fuck! Fuck! For those that are wondering what the fucks were there for, I missed playing a land. I was casting the Serum Visions, then I had my auto pass hotkey on. I'm gonna bottom both of these at this point. Variant's pretty medium. I guess it has hardened scales, which is pretty good. Yes. Yup. No longer medium. I've definitely seen some paper like turn 2 Thought Seizes pass without paying a land because you go in the tank for so much. No, this is just a deck that's been, it's the Hardened Scales Affinity deck. It's been seeing some moderate amounts of success in different places online. Yeah, I think Ally of Zendikar is a fine card. It's a very powerful Magic the Gathering card. Sweeper. I'm pretty sure we're just on the like Cryptic tap draw you, so we don't die next turn, and then hopefully we can find a Cryptic Command or a Verdict or Terminus in our next couple draws. We got Time Warp to get some more draws out of it as well. Oh, that was their fourth turn, 7/7 Ballista, to be fair. I auto-pass playing a land. So like if I hadn't misclicked, we'd be in a much better spot here, obviously. If we hadn't basically time walked myself onto. So normally I don't mind cross promotion of other content creators with the relevant Magic content, but I'd prefer if people stop mentioning Magic aids here in chat. It's really a pretty offensive and insensitive name. It's kind of obnoxious. Like, it seems like a really shitty thing to name your Magic channel. It'd be like calling my channel Magic Cancer. Like that's just awful and terrible and not something you should do. All right, well, we drew the Terminus, but not when we wanted to draw it, so I guess we'll Time Warp, hoping to get an untapped land here. If we had an untapped land, we're pretty much in this game. I get that if you want to be some kind of awful wanker, like the person that made that channel, and like think that diseases that are serious and kill people and like cause lots of emotional distress in people's lives are no big deal to make fun of, but I think that's a big deal, and I don't allow to do it on my channel here. So if you want to think that that's okay with whatever awful human beings you hang around with, that's fine. You're allowed to do that in the comfort of your own home. Middle of watching your Sahili Oath leak from yesterday. Hopped on over to say Goblin Chain Whirler. Yeah, it is. It seems sweet. Definitely seems sweet. Oh, geez, are we dead? We're pretty close to dead, right? Pretty close to dead. We're dead next turn. Yeah, I think it's Teferi Tuck, right? We're gonna lose the Teferi, but Nissa into Jace unsummon's not bad either. I guess that's actually pretty bad, right? No, Gideon plus on Ballista, we still die, chat. Because the Gideon plus wears off during the start of our next turn. And they're going to be able to make this a 7/7. So they'll hit us for 1 here and then kill us with the Ballista during our upkeep. So I'm pretty sure. Teferi. Hey, Johnny boy. Thanks for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. A quarter of a year. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. A 20 Thunder with the 5-month resubscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome back. For fuck's sake, seriously? That card puts a 3 down, right? That's so annoying. I don't know if we would have won that game if I hadn't skipped my turn 2, but we definitely would have been in a better spot. It's annoying to say the least. So, Wrath, Claim, Explosives. Jace is probably too slow. Timely, I don't think it's good enough here. I feel like the opponent's deck tends to kill us in large chunks as opposed to bits and pieces, so Timely's not particularly good. I think regardless of if you... Last comment on the Magic AIDS thing before we just like cut off all talk of that. Even if the intention behind the name is genuine and not supposed to be making mockery of a serious disease, I think it's very easy to just like pick a different channel name that's never going to be mistaken for that. It's very easy to be conscious of that and just like pick something that's never going to be mistaken for it. Can I keep this on the play? I'm gonna keep this on the play. It's a little bit derpy, but like I've got a Sakura-Tribe Elder that ramps me a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Regardless of what you think is okay to do with your friends and other stuff like that, let's just... I don't want it done here, and this is my little chunk of the internet. There's plenty of other slices of the internet that are gonna let you say whatever you want, and that's okay. No, I don't want to make a rule like that, Neff, because like I think there's a lot of great Magic content out there, and like talking about other Magic content is fine. Like I don't want people to be discouraged from like linking, say, hey, look at this sweet deck this other person made, or this sweet video set. Its Hardened Scales deck is really, really good when it has Hardened Scales. I'd really be interested to see like what's the average power level of draws in this deck when they don't have Hardened Scales. Like, that's the question, right? The question when you have a card that your deck is built around is never like, how good is my deck when I have the good card? It's how good is my deck when I don't have the ideal card? Do I want to play Nissa here? Or I want to play Sakura-Tribe? I kind of just want to play Nissa because it's more mana efficient. No, yeah, definitely. I know what you've seen there too before, and that's also something I don't allow on this channel. Like someone coming in and like needlessly shitting on someone else that like invest their time making Magic content. That's also not welcome here. I think I'm just casting this Time Warp as an Explorer, right? I guess I could go Teferi Tuck this because like I have a blocker for this. Yeah, actually I'm gonna go Teferi Tuck this. Tuck the Hangerback Walker. I think if you wanted more Planeswalkers in this deck, I would consider Gideon Ally of Zendikar before I would play Narset Transcends or anything else that's clunky like that. I think I'd want something that has more closing power, more card advantage. You don't want to shove more card advantage into this deck. Card advantage is not what you're really looking for. Tireless Tracker is like the only card that like gets a pseudo pass in that realm in our sideboard because Tireless Tracker at least amounts to beating them down too, which is nice. If we dodge Walking Ballista here, we're gonna bury them next turn. Of course, you can never dodge Walking Ballista, so why would I say that? Yeah, if we got to Time Warp with Nissa plus Teferi, we'd just be in such an insane spot. So I'm gonna play Steve. I'm gonna sack Steve. We're gonna play a second Steve. We're gonna draw a card with Nissa. Yeah, Walking Ballista is a very powerful Magic card. It's very, very good. Maybe casting the Visions is loose here just because I kind of want... Those are both very good. I kind of want to sack the Steve this turn, most likely. That's true. That's true. It is in the queue. Yeah, E's in a pretty good spot here. We can either clear their 1-drops or their 0s. Probably the 1s, right? Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. E for 0 does not kill Nissa any longer. Once upon a time, it would have killed Nissa, but flip cards now have the converted mana cost of their front side. I think we're dead, chat. I guess I get to EE plus Time Warp here, but we're definitely not in a good spot. I get to Explosives... Crack Explosives, kill Nissa with Colonnade. Yeah, I think we have to E for 0 here. Opponent has Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, Token Maker Extraordinaire. Yeah, smart on their part to kill the Sakura-Tribe Elder, so it obligates me to fire this up. Why should I attack first? What does attacking first do for me? Am I gonna Time Warp? I didn't think I was Time Warping here. I think I'd rather hold the Time Warp when I have a Planeswalker. Like, they don't really have anything too threatening in play here, so I think, like, the chance to draw a Jace with this Time Warp, like, I've got, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands already? So I think the chance to find a Jace means I want to wait on this Time Warp. God, they always have so many walking ballistas. Right on time, Mana Leak. Should have Time Warped, would have drawn Mana Leak. Guess I get to ship with this. The opponent's deck does a very good job of reassembling its board after we sweep them. Makes our interaction a little bit mediocre here. Yep. Need to surgical the ballistas. I mean, they are magic cards. We all know surgical's good against magic cards. Get to do this at least. We're going to take 5, 6 here. But then with the Colonnade back to defend and the Mana Leak, we might actually be in an okay spot here. Might actually end up in a fine spot. So we're going to 8 off of this attack, which means we're dead in 4, but we have them dead in 4 before that. So with the Mana Leak, maybe our Colonnade can just reach their board. Oh, they gained a life. That makes sense. That makes sense. Gaining a life there is smart on the opponent's part too, because it puts them to a 5-turn clock. So if I do this, I can't hold up Cryptic and Mana Leak. I think I'd rather hang tight for now. Yeah, opponents played this game really well. Played the match really well. I think my goal is to just keep things that could counters off the table. That's pretty good. I wonder if I'm supposed to just like Cryptic, but nah, there's no way. I just want to counter their next 2 threats, right? I want to like keep their threats off the table so these modules can't do anything. Field of Ruin is actually a great draw here. Kills Thinkball Texas. We are out of basic lands, though, so this Field of Ruin is just going to be a... And so because we're out of basic lands, I'm just going to go ahead and use this field now. I guess if I draw a Courser, this could be a shuffle for me, so I guess I'll wait. So instantly punished for waiting, because now I want to use this because I don't want to shuffle after I Serum Visions here, which means I'm going to have to... Yeah, it's a pretty punished there. If I cast this, I still have mana for Cryptic plus Mana Leak, so that seems fine. Gideon the Trial seems great, so I'm going to go top here, because I want to Serum Visions into the Gideon and then play the Gideon out. And then Gideon's going to allow us to turn the corner here, which is nice. To be able to attack into double counter. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by attack into double counter? Can you elaborate? No, I think I just want to hold my Cryptic Commands up here. Nissa doesn't actually have a forest left to go get. I think she's... God, that's so close. I think I'm supposed to top here. I think I'm supposed to go top here. That could go either way. Maybe I should have held... I probably should have held the Flooded Grove. I probably should have held the Flooded Grove is what should have happened there. Knowing that I have another Nissa in my deck. Yeah, that was the mistake. Playing this out really didn't do anything. Nissa only gets basic Forest. If she could get Shock Land, she would just be absolutely insane. We could bounce our own land. I think that's a little aggressive. I think bouncing our own land's a little aggressive. I'm gonna fire this up and try and kill my opponent here. Yeah, so like if I would have just like held this Flooded Grove, I'd have a 4/4 from Nissa here, which would be ideal. Enjoy your Moxel pool. Let's see, they might attack Chad here. Oh, Colonnades enough to keep him at home. That actually doesn't have anything to get out of our deck. All 7 of our basics are in play. It happens in longer games like this sometimes. Which is again why you want to be conscious of the fact that you have Nissas in your deck, so you want to try and play around. Nature's Claim by Citadel Negate 4. Interesting. I guess we showed them Detention Sphere last game, and that's why they brought in Nature's Claim. Yeah, I think Ally of Zendikar is a fine card that you could put in this deck. That's one of the other Planeswalkers I would consider. I think Gideon of the Trials is the better main deck Gideon, just because he's a pseudo removal spell. But Ally of Zendikar definitely closes much better, right? It's like beats people down. We could Cryptic our own land to flip Nissa, and that's probably what we'll do this turn. I think I'm going to burn this path at this point. I'm going to double block here. Then they'll Pendelhaven this one to try and kill the Nissa path or one they're Pendelhavening. Sure. Wow, multiple claims. That answers the what is possibly in their hand question. So attack them for 10 here. Play Courser, flip Nissa, make a 4/4. It's going to take their animation modules off the table here so they can't make tokens. Although maybe I'm supposed to just take the Hardened scales off. I can see that going either way. Maybe I'm supposed to hold up Mana Leak here even so they can't just like slam a giant ballista on us. Scavenging Ooze, sure. I guess they have a lot of green men. There's a lot of creatures in bins, huh? This thing's gonna get pretty big. Pretty big, pretty fast. Gideon just hip checks it though, right? I swear I've played this EDH deck before, God bless. Do I even want this verdict? I guess I kind of do. If I verdict here, it takes the scavenging ooze off the table. Seems fine. There's another Courser on top. God bless. So, fire up Chad, fire up Colonnade, crack them for 8. And then they're only going to 12 here, which means that they're going to be dead to just the Colonnade next turn. We have a Brawl League coming up at some point. It's not that I dislike EDH, it's just that I dislike best of one. The best of one is the biggest part. Kill you? Yeah, Brawl, they just updated some Brawl leagues. I actually have a Brawl deck in the donation queue. The 1v1 commander content just also isn't very popular either. Like, a lot of the formats that I do and don't play are driven by, like, actual, like, desire that I see from like, past videos. I've streamed 1v1 commander in the past, and it's just not particularly popular. Yeah, like, not only do the singleton decks increase the variance of the game, but, like, there's no best of 3, which, like, takes that variance and then, like, cranks it even further. Which is kind of obnoxious. I'm pretty happy with how I sideboarded. Just gonna go ahead and run it back. Yeah, sure. If you like weren't having to vomit money into the system to play it, it'd probably be a lot better. Is this hand keepable? It's probably not, right? It's a lot like Grishelbrand. This is my configuration of Bant Super Friends. We've kind of been tuning it off and on stream here. Everybody can check close 7 into unkeepable 6 off your bingo cards. For those that are playing at home, this 5 is actually very good. I'm gonna keep a guaranteed 4th land. No hardened scales. It's a good start for us. Spell Scoot. Okay, that'll make this Wrath of God reasonable. I think I'm fetch shocking here. Yeah, I want to leave the forest in my deck for the Nissas later. There are, in fact, actual bingo cards. We don't have prizes at the moment, but if you want something to play along with at home, there are, in fact, actual factual bingo cards. Zach, UTD Zach Elsick put those together. They're fantastic. How greedy do I want to get? I think I'm going to get a little bit greedy. I'm going to cast this Explore and just play some lands this turn. Hopefully they play out one more creature into my sweeper. Normally, I'd hold this fetch land because we have Courser in our deck, but I actually don't have double green to cast Courser just yet, so I'm going to fetch a Temple Garden tapped. This is like pseudo punishing. They're gonna have a couple of things left over, but at the same time, like, you know. I mean, Wrathing Hanger Backwalker is fine. Yeah, the problem, Gregor, is that, like, I need, like, an impartial third party to, like, validate what bingo things have actually been done. Yeah, Path would be a good draw. Path's actually not that good, right? Because they have a Spellskite in play. When we said Path was a good draw, where I was actually wrong. It was. And the lie detector test determined that was a lie. It might be time for a Moto re-kick here too. Yep, look at that. When you hit the 2 gigs of memory, you should restart your Moto. This is definitely a board worth clearing again here. Courser's decent. I get to draw Courser off of Serum Visions and then possibly set up a land for it to play too. So that seems like a good top there. MODO is an old acronym. It stands for Magic Online with Digital Objects, because technically you're playing Magic on the computer with digital cards. We even have a path to clear this out, which is just great. There's technically a W in there. It's with digital objects. I'm pretty sure the original acronym stood for. Well, this is a pretty easy bottom here. Those are not lands that I can get with my Courser. This card's pretty annoying as a control deck, but I agree. By and large, their entire deck is fairly anemic without the Hardened Scales, it seems. Moto rolls off the tongue easier than MTGO. I don't know. They're both very similar, to say the least. Hey, that's a good one. If they don't have another Ballista here, she could very easily allow us to take over the game. Especially in conjunction with this Time Warp. Stop it. Play a Hangerback Walker. Stop it. Hangerback Walker. God, fuck this card. I guess if they want to kill Nissa, they have to trade it, so that's fine. It's like get a land, it's get a land trade. Wine works. I've never set it up on OS X. I don't have a Mac. Wow, they just let that happen. That's really good for us. So you get to go ahead and plus here. That's also pretty good for us. Wow, I can't believe they let Nissa flip there. That's like exceedingly great for us. Okay, like you have Hardened Scales now, but like now are you gonna like trade Nissa, trade your Ballista for my Nissa now that she drew a card? I could have warped into Path. I mean, I get to just block here with the Sakura-Tribe Elder. And I think I actually want to just leave this Cryptic Command on top of my deck, right? I definitely don't want to shuffle that away. Let's do the Time Warp again. Do 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 do. Path tags the Walking Ballista next turn. Oh, this is a bad attack, chat. We're still pretty far ahead but I'm dumb. This is a bad attack. Because this happens. I mean, actually, now we're gonna I thought for sure they were gonna keep the Ballista around and then they'd poke the Nissa, but like, Condemn is only attacking creature. So this, though this doesn't ult till 7, right? Okay, this doesn't ult till 7. Yeah, pretty sure we're just countering their actual cards at this point. Why would condemning the Courser do anything? So we missed out on a lot of card advantage, so I threw my Courser in the garbage can. Yeah, let's be nice. Like, I literally just made a really terrible attack. Magic's a complicated game with a lot of varied board states. It's very easy to make simple mistakes. Let's not attack the person that's playing across the table for me. That's very rude. The only thing that gets to attack the person sitting across the table for me is the Celestial Colonnade, or maybe the lands from this Nissa. Oh, I guess this makes these tokens. I guess I just mana leak this, right? Tap them out. I have one card left here, so Cryptic Command should put them in the ground. I don't even think we need to counter this, right? We could just path it. Stacks for 36, right? Untap 6 target lands, they become 6/6 elemental creatures. Yep. Hold on. Look, they're not conceding to lethal on board. I'm gonna cast my Teferi first. Gotta get value here, chat. Gotta get the value. I need you to appreciate the value. What was I supposed to do? Not draw a card? Were there people in chat that wanted me to not draw a card? Those people are wrong and they should feel bad. No, I don't like that configuration that has engineered explosives. I really like the build that I've been playing. Maybe we could test 1 or 2 EE. I don't know. I definitely don't want to change to like their view from above bullshit that the other list had. I'm not a fan of a lot of that. Engineered explosives seems interesting though. Maybe I should test that. That was quite fantastic. All right, Moto needs a restart, so let's chill while we restart Magic Online. Welcome. Thank you everybody for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are what keep me here full-time. You can also check out some of my wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn some of your Magic cards into other cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium t-shirt, short socks, underwear, all sorts of great stuff there. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. Thank you everyone for hanging out here today. Playing some Modern, we're heading into the 4th match with this Bant Super Friends deck. If this is your first time watching this deck and you're enjoying it a lot, be sure to check out my YouTube channel later, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of my streams get archived there, and we've played this deck a bunch. There are probably 4 or 5 other leagues with this deck up on my YouTube channel at this point in the last couple of months. After this one, we're going to play some Jeskai Ascendancy combo, and then some Black-Red Shadow, and then we may or may not make it to Bomatsu, depending on how long these next few leagues take. I don't know that I want to stream much past 5 o'clock or so today. Has JAC gained any cards recently? No, not really. Not any cards that have any meaningful impact. Everyone keeps asking about the stupid card Sylvan Awakening or whatever it is, but that card's not particularly good in the deck. It doesn't fix problems that the deck has. I think this hand's fine. Not super exciting, but keepable by for sure. Oh, I should have played the plains in case they give me something I want to path on 1, right? That's just strictly wrong to do this. Is there a Storm of Bruin over there, opponent? This is Storm. This is a matchup that's pretty bad for us. We have like some Damping Spheres and some counter spells on the board, but by and large it is not good for our deck. Oh, you know what? I should have played Flooded Grove or Forest there, because I'm not fetching a Forest with a Sakura-Tribe Elder, and if I draw... Oh, not Storm, God bless. And if I draw exactly Courser next turn, I would want to play Courser before I play my land drop. Not punished. Thank you. Lead on Forest here. It could be Blue-Red Wizard, similar to like what we played the other day. They've got a sweet basic island. This is one of my favorite basic island arts. And they got lightning bolts in their mountains too. Opponent knows what's up. We're gonna condemn the wind here. All right, Steve-O, I choose you. Need to work in, don't add this card to your spiel. Maybe. Maybe. Probably pathing here. I have no idea. I hate trying to credit. Like, there's people ask about Overturfs and Saffron Olive. Who knows? Opponent's playing Blue-Red Wizards, most likely. Almost certainly, right? Because we condemned a thing that had Wizard Tribal written on it. I think I'm going to hold on to this Sakura-Tribe Elder for now. I really don't need more lands in play just yet. And, like, you could potentially block an attacker on the ground to gain us a few points of health later on. So I think it's worth just leaving this in play for the time being. Although that's a reason... That's a reason to sacrifice today, ASAP, because I don't want to shuffle cards back into my deck after I bottom them, ideally. I'm going to go ahead and sack this. Get another Island here. Maybe I should get another Plains. Well, this can fetch either, so it doesn't really matter. Teferi. Lad Chat on top. And actually, maybe I should have cracked my fetch land before I did all that, honestly. Because, like, if I drew a 5-drop here like this, I would want this to happen. So, like, now that Serum Visions wasn't as useful as it could have been, because I just shuffled that other card away. Hopefully we don't get Mana Leaked or Remanded here. It's pretty good for us. Going to 5 is a lot. Big fan of going to 5. I want to draw, or do they have, Snapcaster? If they have a Bolt in their hand as well, they can kill Teferi here, assuming we don't draw past Exile. JAC is Jeskai Ascendancy combo. Try a couple of, I'm going to make a note. Someone remind me when we pull that up in a couple of matches for Engineered Explosives. That's a Thunderous Wrath. I like the cut of your Jib, opponent. It is cut in a reasonable direction. To be fair, like, Teferi was gonna eat a fat one if they just had Lightning Bolt too, but like, that's like a way to kill Teferi with style, right? So we get to play this with Cryptic Command up here. And like, we're at 15 and we're getting Courser down against an aggressive deck. So like, we're in a very good spot here, obviously. We're gonna have a hard time beating through all this. So the fact that they end step the Snapcaster Mage against the Teferi implies to me that they have a Lightning Bolt in their hand. So I don't think I'm gonna block here because I would not like to trade my Courser for Snap plus Lightning Bolt. Almost a year of memes and dreams. Snack Size Biscuit, thank you for the 11-month resubscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. No, I don't think the Espergorio's deck is particularly good. I think it's really clunky and doesn't have a lot of good closing power. Opt with Thunderous Wrath is kind of hot. Maybe I'm supposed to... I guess now that they have multiple of these, I'd rather Cryptic their Lightning Bolt. Okay, so because... And this might sound weird, but because they played the Soulscar Mages out here, I'm actually going to go ahead and block. Because I'm more inclined to counter a Lightning Bolt with this Cryptic Command. Wizard Lightning, sure, same difference. So if they have another burn spell here, they're going to mostly get... it's a pretty good one to have on top of our deck. What do you think, chat? You think is that a good one to have on top of our deck? we feel about that one? How does it make you feel on the inside, opponent? My main deck timely reinforcements. You could say it's timely, right? Ooh. Ooh, we get to play this land off the top. Man, Courser Serum Visions is a fucking hell of a drug. Let me tell you, drugs are bad in Kai, but Courser Serum Visions, it's like the best kind of drug. What if we did that? This is the best part of the game. The part of the game where, like, we're not winning enough that our opponent concedes, but we are winning enough to get to draw a bunch of cards. Those are just the best kinds of magical turns. I think I'm just gonna fire up Chad here and beat them to death. So I close the game out. So they know we have this Cryptic Command. This Nissa gives us a shuffle for the top card of our deck here too, which is great. No, Chad prevents damage, right? Until end of turn, it's a 4/4 with indestructible. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him. When you have a Terminus on top of your deck, but you don't want to play it against aggro because you're too far ahead. So they're both replacement effects, right? The damage, preventing damage is a replacement effect too, right? Or am I not? Judge, damage prevention is a replacement effect, right? Is that how that works? I guess I actually don't know. Is damage prevention a replacement effect or no? Okay, so if damage prevention is a replacement effect, if multiple replacement effects, they would get to put the counters on it then, right? Instead equals replace. So if multiple replacement effects get applied to the same thing, the person that controls that thing chooses which replacement effect applies. That's how Magic the Gathering works. I know for a fact that is how Magic the Gathering works. If multiple replacement effects are applied to the same thing, the person that controls that thing chooses the order in which those replacement effects apply. Just like gonna time people out that saying they're pretty sure that they're doing the wrong thing. It shouldn't have to do with active player, not active player. Yeah, it's like Kalitas plus Anger of the Gods. If your opponent is smart and you cast Anger of the Gods with Kalitas out, your opponent doesn't get any tokens. I don't think this is a Damping Sphere matchup. Like, Damping Sphere is in our sideboard for like the very aggressive decks, or the very spell-based combo decks. And like just a couple of cantrips of the opponent playing, I don't think is good enough. Oh, it's the controller. It's the controller, the thing that is happening to. Wait. Yeah, Kalitas Flying Tendrils. God bless you, extras. Is this a sweeper matchup? I'm pretty sure this is a sweeper matchup, or not a sweeper matchup. Maybe it's not Terminus, but like the verdicts are fine. But the replacement effect isn't being applied to the creature. The replacement effect is being applied to the damage. Do they go that wide? They didn't have I guess they might have like Monastery Spear or something. No, this is a Wizard's deck, so they don't. I don't know that I want Terminus. I think I'm happy with this 60. Let's run this. I wonder if I want a second Engineered Explosives in the board of this deck. That card's just so flexible. That's probably just better than the stupid Nature's Claim that I have a one of. Should probably just be 2 EEs in the board. This hand is really good if it finds a green source. And we have Serum Visions to hopefully enable that. They do have Lava Runner. Okay, hey, that's a green source. I think I'm actually going to just err on the side of conserving my health total here. So I'm just going to fetch a Breeding Pool tapped on one here. Actually, I probably want to fetch Temple Garden, right? Because Supreme Verdict is white-white, so I want to prioritize having white-white. So we'll go Temple Garden off of this into Island, Sakura-Tribe Elder. We get a Forest, play the Baloth on 3. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to play the Plains there, because that way on turn 3, I could go Courser, play Serum Vision, or play Island, play Serum Visions. Although I guess this lets me go Courser plus Path. Yeah, I probably want to Path this this Cinderwind. I don't know that I really have a favorite color in Magic. They all do interesting things, right? I'm pretty sure I just need to kill this stupid thing. Although that's a very nice card to have on top of my deck. It is nah, I'm just gonna path them still. I don't want to take a burst damage. Like they could burst a big amount of damage here, so I think I'd rather not. I have the 12-month sub badge, but Twitch seems to think I've only been subbed for have a sword anyways. Urkdar, welcome to the Knights. I mean, Blue-Red Wizards is a real thing in that it's a deck that people play in Modern on occasion. It's tier playable. It's one of the 40 or 50 or 60 decks that's going to show up at a Modern tournament that you may or may not play against if you play all 15 matches. It's a 3-2 deck like all Modern decks, ain't that the truth? Bolting my Dome, that's so aggressive, opponent. If they attack with this, I'm going to snap off a block here. Man, that's a lot of damages. Land. Ding. Ding! We might just keep this Verdict in our back pocket here. With this Purge on top as well, and the Baloth to buffer our health total a little bit here. I can actually flip Nissa next turn, huh? I can go Nissa, get a land, and then Sakura-Tribe Elder on another one. Yeah, I need to figure out what tournament I want to go to and what I'm willing to dress up as. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and Nissa here. What format is GP Milwaukee? I am not going to dress as a woman. This is not something I'm going to do. As funny as some of the Magic audience thinks that would be. No, I think I'd rather prioritize killing the Storm Chaser Mage this turn. Just preserve my health total. Like, whenever you're playing a game like this, you always want to ask yourself the question, like, okay, how do I lose? And I think the answer to the how do I lose question is that I get burned out. So I'd like to do my best to preserve my health total as much as possible. Would you play Dragonstorm? I'd have to see a deck list. That's probably pretty terrible, though. You dress up as Obstinate Baloths. They have a counterspell here. We could be in a little bit of trouble because of the damage they're going to push. I think I'm definitely fetching away the Supreme Verdict, right? Is standard? Yeah, definitely won't be at a standard tournament. Yeah, Cryptic should go a long way towards locking this up, especially flipping the Nissa over too. Dang. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez, I can't even hold all of this candy, chat. There's so much candy. There's so much candy. Bushian, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the support. Yeah, like, Tireless Tracker is a pretty neutral costume. Like, I'm pretty sure the person depicted in Tireless Tracker's artwork looks female, but... like, the hat and the coat and stuff like that, that's very, very gender neutral. Indie? Yeah, I might go to Indie, actually. That was what I talked about. I'm not sure what I want to play. I actually might play... I might play the Team 5K in Chicago next weekend. I don't care about this, right? Yeah, Nerd Rage Gaming is hosting a Team 5K in Chicago on June 9th. It's team constructed. It's standard Modern Legacy. Ooh, more gain fours. Oh, look, and then we got to draw a land off the top. God, this deck is so fucking great when it gets going. Just love actually everything about it. Cast a spell out of my hand, still just have too many cards that I can't hold. I think I'm just discarding the hand size here. What'd you say, Nivik? Promise what? I can't promise I'll do well, but I can promise hotel and food. You're in the Dallas area, right, Nivik? I'm a format specialist. God bless. I think I need to keep that one off the table. I think Matt found us a third. Matt and I are definitely playing on a team together, and I think Matt has a third for us. I need to find out. The wife approved me going, though, and I found someone that can hand me a Jeskai Ascendancy deck to play, which would be a hoot. Look at both of our Planeswalkers just ticking up here. I'm gonna crack this fetch land at the end of the turn, right? Because I don't want to draw this Plains. Back up Nissa for later. Ooh, which spell? Dispel. Field of Ruin off the top. All right, I guess we'll just start trying to kill them. Am I supposed to church? I'm just gonna let's kill them. We'll play Chatterson here. Oh, there's a path on top of my deck. Look at that. I guess I want this path to exile. Woo! Oh man, if I wouldn't have played the Chad, I could have... I messed up, chat. I messed up. If I would have cast the Serum Visions first, I could have cast the Time Warp this turn. Mistakes were made. Big punts, big punts. Nah, that was their breaking point. The Time Warp on top was the straw that broke the camel's back. All right, that's another 3-1. So we're cashing we've cashed most of the leagues we've played this deck in. I think you probably want another Engineered Explosion on the board. That card's pretty great. This is certainly a modern deck. Definitely capable of winning matches. It's like 12 lands in play, move to hand size because we're drawing 3 cards a turn. It's a rough life. It's a rough life. And again, if you're new to the stream and you think this deck looks sweet and you haven't seen us play it before, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Search Bant Super Friends, Bant Walkers, whatever it's called on there. I mean, I think this deck is very reasonable against like other mid-rangey decks in Modern. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Serum Visions here on 1, just fetch basic island. I need Library of Lang. I don't want either of these cards actually, so let's ship those. JAC is Jeskai Ascendancy combo. Man, I can't remember the last time we played back-to-back 2-hour leagues. I've been streaming for 4.5 hours and we're only... Ooh, Isumaru. Isumaru. So some kind of Mox Amber deck. Oh, I didn't even notice. It's Holy Diva. Captain Lannery Storm. All right. All right. They've got the ramp. So looking for some sweepers here. I don't think I want to de-sphere anything. What do I want to do here? The Serum Visions plus Sakura-Tribe Elder is a little awkward. I guess I could de-sphere plus play Serum Visions to dig for a sweeper. That's probably an okay line. Yeah, I think I like de-sphere plus Visions here. Cryptic Command buys us a little bit of time here, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. That's us, like, tap draw for a turn. Just like looking for one of our 4 sweepers, basically. Probably. I was a Captain Lannery Storm that I exiled. Yeah, you know, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if Ally of Zendikar was just better than the Mind Sculptor in this deck. I could see that being a reality. Jace is really good in some specific spots, but we actually get to flip Nissa next turn, which is great. So we're gonna fetch a basic Island here and then tap their team and draw a card. Which, unfortunately, because of this Thalia, I can no longer cast a Miracle Terminus this turn, but hopefully we can find a verdict. If we miss on a sweeper, we'll probably go Nissa into Sakura-Tribe Elder, flip Nissa next turn. Make a 4/4. It's always a risky click when you don't zoom in on the Moto library. Should probably be more careful. Smoke if you got him, chat. Smoke if you got him. What the fuck is that? That is certainly a modern legal Magic the Gathering card. Yes. Certainly a modern legal Magic the Gathering card. Man, Kamigawa block. Kamigawa block. Let's give it up for Kamigawa block, chat, shall we? Can we give it up for Kamigawa block? Oh no. Oh no, Zurgo Dasher. Don't be smashing and dashing, Zurgo. I guess I can go Steve plus Jace here. I guess I'm actually gonna go Steve plus Jace. And Jace is just like doing what Jace does best, which is 4 mana unsummon, right? What is Jace's best mode? 4 mana unsummon. I am fully ready to like get railed out by this card. Why is that 4 mana unsummon? And the Jace the Mind Sculptor actually with Nissa Vastwood Seer, we can actually shuffle the Brainstorm afterwards, right? Which is great. Fetch the Plains here because Nissa's gonna get the forest in a second. Okay, that's actually pretty good because it means I really need a sweeper, right? Ask me what it's like, chat. The answer, it's fucking great. That's the answer. For anybody that was wondering, it's fucking great. That's the answer. All right, Brainstorm. All right, got Time Warp here too. God bless. God bless. Throw these Mana Leaks back on top of my deck. Cast this here Supreme Verdict. Cast this here Nissa. Shuffle those Mana Leaks. I see you tried being luckier. Magic's really easy when you're lucky, chat. Magic's really easy when you're lucky. Is it even better that that's the only Wrath left in our deck? Well, we were going to cast Time Walk this turn, but, yup. Welp. I guess I just Jace Storm, right? That's a good draw. Man, is this Jace card good, chat? Can anybody help me out? God, this is anybody have a word on whether or not this Jace card is okay? Can you believe they unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor? Just ruining Magic the Gathering. They are going to get to kill my 4/4 here because they're going to get to give their thing first strike. So they're going to give Big Zergs first strike here, but that's fine. We're going to get to cast Time Warp with 2 Planeswalkers out next turn, so it's probably okay for us. It's tough to say. I don't know, based on the popularity of the Pauper content I've done in the past, I'd be pretty surprised if it ever was supported at the largest level like that. All right, so I'm gonna throw this back, throw this. So I can sack this just to shuffle my deck. Cast Time Warp here, cast Explore. I'm gonna lead on Serum Visions here. All right, they understand. They understand what's up. The rating has been written on the walls. All right, so this is certainly an EE matchup. This is a Nature's Claim matchup. Can kill their Mox, can kill their enchantment. Celestial Purge seems fine. Wrath is obviously great. Ballast is probably okay. Their deck has a pretty aggressive slant to it. I think we're cutting Jace, even though he helps stabilize us there. He's just not good on average, I think, in a matchup like this. Mana Leak's kind of loose as well. Maybe this is an Elspeth Suns champion matchup. She's kind of slow, but like when Big Mama comes home, she like slams it down, right? I kind of like the Elspeth, like especially if they put their enchantment into play. Elspeth just like clears their board too, which is great. This is like another pseudo sweeper. I don't think I want to cut the Teferi just because like I don't want to cut that much card advantage. So I do need a way to like actually close the game in the late game. Yeah, we could trim and explore. It's kind of filler and it's pretty bad against Thalia. All right, I like that. The bot is very wrong, and I should... Can a moderator look up for me how to disable the record command on the bot? I know there's a way to do it. I just would prefer to just disable it so people can stop asking why it's wrong. Probably just going to play EE for one-on-one here. Now we're going to Serum Visions to dig for a green source. This is a pretty easy bottom. I guess I'm keeping that one because it helps me dig for green still. No, Timely is great against aggressive decks. Like, this is exactly the style of deck Timely is in our deck for. I don't like to make promises about when I'm going to stream decks because people always donate dollar bills, and then when I try and make a promise on when I'm going to stream something, I always look like a liar. So we'll get to green, black, splash, red. We'll get to green, black, splash, red as soon as it's towards the top of the queue. It's a pretty good curve on the play. Kind of punished for not playing out the field of rune there. We get to Kithiana's this turn. I guess we could draw a Terminus and not be completely dead. Oh, I can condemn the Kithian, right? Need like Terminus. I guess Path's pretty good. That's brutal. Yeah, and I should have played this on 2. I should have played this on 2. I think we're pathing Thraben here, right? Because that lets me play basic Island Teferi next turn. Yeah, second Thalia is pretty annoying. Deal feels good to be a gangster, chat. Feels good to be a gangster. Binary Storm's pretty good. Holy shit, we're dead. That is... Yep. Alright. Fair. Fair. Fair is fair. Alright, we get to be on the play. Leak is a little bit better on the play. And maybe this Explorer is bad. Trim a Time Warp, maybe. Nope, did not get the leaks in because I'd already clicked submit. This is a keep. It's not super exciting, but our lands come into play really slow here, so maybe it's supposed to be a mulligan because like both these need to fetch green-black or blue-green or green sources. Hey, Chainer, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great content on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, I appreciate it. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my emotes. We're 7 sub points away from another emote on the channel. Yeah, sure. By the time this gets to do something else, I might as well just like 1-for-1 it there. Like takes their Mox Amber offline. So we'll go Breeding Pool on this, tapped Prairie Stream, and then untapped Hallowed Fountain up Snip Bailoff. Well, now I can shock this in because I drew the basic. I kind of would like to be able to double pass next turn. Because the problem is if I don't hold a path up here, they could drinker me. But I guess if they drinker me, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm just going to stick to the plan. How many more decks are left today? I was hoping to do 3 more, but these first 2 leagues we did took almost 5 hours between them, so I'm not sure that we're going to get to 5 decks today. We're going to at least play Jeskai Ascendancy after this league, and then we'll see how long that takes. Look at the technology. Get to split that up. My plan is to stream till about 5 o'clock. So we'll see how much gets done between now and 5 o'clock. Need some spells at some point here. The spells we've had so far have been good, but definitely need a few more to be able to close this game out. I'll probably see an attack with this since it has Menace. We'll block the monkey, take 1. So again, not blocking the 1-3 here because I can't. Head that question off at the pass. Wonder if she left in bolts. Probably not. Bolt's pretty medium against us overall. I guess I could see it. They know we're bringing in Baloths and maybe trackers. Yeah, that makes sense. I could go either way on that one. Is this the drinker? It is. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom that Condemn, just like looking for a higher impact card here. We're gonna take 5 on this attack here. I guess I could field them off this Cloudkeeper, but like at the same time, they like have plenty of mana out. So it's probably not worthwhile. So I'm going to take 4 on this attack. I'm going to go ahead and condemn the Sky Raider here just because it's outputting the most damage. Because Modern, by and large, is not a format that's about locking people out of the game. Modern is a format about killing people very quickly, and the good decks in Modern tend to play to the board very quickly, which means they don't give a shit if their lands aren't untapping. So that's an answer to your why don't more people play that card question. Because by and large, it's not very good against what a lot of people are doing in the format. This gains us 2 and gets a land out of our deck, so we got that going for us. Pretty dead here. Looks like we're gonna finish 3 and 2. I guess we could rip like the Elspeth Suns champion. Well, you gained us 4 now, Steve-O. I'm gonna be dead on board here. Need a sweeper and Elspeth. I mean, it technically means we get another draw step. MTGO bot occasionally knows the pairings, but it's often wrong. Hey, look, a redraw. Do, 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 do. I believe in miracles. Do, do. Please don't kill me. Don't kill me. Please don't play a Hazaret. Do, do. Beep, beep, doo, beep, doo. Please don't play a Hazaret or a Lannery. Captain Storm, Captain Storm. Yeah, they've got a bunch of cards in hand. Yeah. Dash Zerg. Yep. Good games, good games. Hazaret's even just scary because it does what? What's the word I'm searching for? Hazaret is scary because it lets them discard cards. Yeah, it chucks for 3. We were so low, but double haste creature will also knock us out. So, Bant Super Friends, deck's kind of okay. It's kind of clunky. I think if you're like, I think to set the bar exceedingly low, I think this deck is as good or better than Blue-White Control in Modern. I think the green ramp spells here give the Blue-White Control archetype a lot of ability to kind of smooth out kind of the clunkiness this archetype has. I think I would like a second Engineered Explosives in the sideboard. I think that card's really flexible. It's probably better than this Nature's Claim. At any rate, we're going to move on to our third deck for the day.